Alright, we're in week 12 for episode Heresy. We're going to go ahead and talk about the steps or the triumphs of the title Heretic. It's earnable. It's not that complicated. It isn't that bad. There's a lot of playing the game, I would say, mostly. So we will go with that. I'll try my best to explain and kind of show some footage. I'm not sure how much, but it's a lot of stuff. 16 triumphs in total. You have up until the end of the expansion to earn this title. Once next expansion drops, Edge of Fates, then it's gonna be all gone basically. That's just how it is. Let's say about 3 months from now, so roughly until like July or June. Not sure the confirmed date. We want to confirm date on May 6th for the reveal of the next expansion. Other than that, that's pretty much it in that sense. One thing we'll go over quickly is that there is 2 vendors basically. We have Path of Resolve and Path of Ambition, and there are certain reasons to play and progress on certain paths. We've got to double check, and I'll obviously briefly explain it when we do other triumphs. Make sure you're on the correct path, as you may not see some stuff or may not be able to do some stuff or progress part of it if you're not on the right path. You unlock Ambition in Act 2, so don't worry about it until I would say, if you want to do all the triumphs, worry about it after you do all the story for episode Heresy. Then you can start worrying about it. As long as you have everything unlocked and good to go, then it shouldn't be that bad. You know what I mean? So there is that. One other thing is that I'll probably be explaining, like I'm saying, oh, this appears in Act 2 Part 1 or Act 1 Part 3. To know where that is, if you think you don't know where you are in the story, well, every time you finish a part, you get a seasonal challenge. So you see Part 2 here, Part 3, and then like in week 6, you got Act 1 Part 2 and Act 2 Part 2. So it's a bit of a kind of a setting a stone or whatever to kind of like understand what I'm trying to say. But who knows if it's helpful or not. Maybe I'll just forget to even say it. All right, so let's go off and start with the very first triumph here, which is going to be very annoying to explain. I'm not going to explain that much of it, but we have Cross Blades. This is the main story of episode Heresy. There is 3 acts. We do the intro quest, run through all the missions. You'll get a bunch of side missions, which is for these side quests. And you have to do all of them eventually. We'll go over a little bit of them later, but Dreadful Discoveries requires you for all of them. But in the actual story, it requires you to do like half of them or like 4 of them instead of 6. So you do want to do all of them eventually for the title as you need it. But I would say there isn't anything that's too complicated other than you'll unlock Path of Ambition in Act 2. So as soon as you get Act 2, you will get you can pick up a worm in Court of Blades. So if you queue up Court of Blades, you go under, once you just spawn in and you go under the bridge, there should be a worm below the bridge. As soon as you spawn in, just jump off and you should see a worm, and that should give you a new quest to unlock Path of Ambition at that point. But other than that, most of it is pretty straightforward. And the one thing that was pretty confusing, I don't know what act, I think it's Act 2. There was like one confusing part with to go into the moon and fight this ogre, but then the ogre becomes immune once you're about to kill it. All you do is use a finisher, and then that fixes the problem. It's supposed to be a finisher, but it looks like you can't because it's just too much particle effects, or it's too bright. But I think it's pretty simple. I don't want to go too much detail. It would take too long. The video would go way too long. But if any questions, I can answer it in the comments for sure. Then we have Chosen Path. So this is the exotic quest, and to start the exotic quest, I'm pretty sure you have to be in Act 1. Part 2 finish, which is about step 15. Now, I will link a video which I've made. This will go way too long to explain all this crap. Again, there's no point. I'll link the video that I've shown and went into detail of showing and how to finish the Taken path. But to start it, you have to find a Taken Blight in one of the 3 areas: Mausoleum, Hollow Souls, and Trenchway. You touch it, and it'll pick up the fragment, and that gives you a Taken path at the slab. That's pretty much it. Once you do everything else, do everything else. But to be at least Act 1, Part 2, Step 15 to get this started, basically. Like I said earlier, Dreadful Discoveries, you have to go ahead and finish all the side quests. So each act gives you side quests: 3 in Act 1, 6 in Act 2, and then 6 in Act 3. So Hive Hacking, Willbreaker Shards, yada yada, and Vengeance quests. All in order there. Act 1, 2, and 3. Like I said, the story only wants you to do a small, not the full amount, but you do have to do all of them eventually. I would go over them, but I think they're pretty straightforward, I would say. Like I said, if you have any questions, you can ask below, but I don't really have, like, I've streamed everything, but the footage I pull up is it's way too hard to pull up stream footage a lot of times if I'm not organized, which I'm not organized at all. But it's pretty simple though, I would say, with these quests. You could do every single one. All right, lots of time. Then we have these 2 over here. We have Path of Resolve and Ambitious Ranking. Both the same thing. Reach max rank in Resolve, and me reach max rank in Path of Ambition. You unlock Path of Ambition in Act 2, and you can swap here whenever you want to. And when you head over to the slab, you can see what path you're on. Right now I'm on Path Master of Resolve. The max rank is 15. And so how do we grind mastery in this game? Well, there's lots of ways to do it. So here's the rundown. So the first one is very simple. Just by playing the game, which I'll explain later, you're going to need to play a bunch of Nether, play a bunch of Quarter Blades in order to progress triumphs and progress the story. Okay, so just play the game as it would. If you do reach max rank on one of the paths, then just swap over to Ambition and do the rest on that path, on that vendor. Okay, that's a simple one. Number 2 would be playing story on other characters. So other characters don't have progression in the story, but if you were to play it again, which is good as well, because you can, do triumphs and do other stuff. It gives you a big rep as well by doing that. Other way to do it, if you're done the story, you don't want to grind. If you're done the triumphs, you just got a little bit left to do. You can go ahead and put on the episode armor for this season or episode, and it gives you a higher chance to spawn the sigil stone stuff. So on Resolve, it spawns a little Taken orb. You shoot it, you pick it up, gives you rep. Or you play on Ambition, it drops a little white orb, and then you consume it by interacting with it, and that gives you 20 rep per. And that, if you go to like the moon or something, you can just spawn a bunch of them and you get a bunch of rep very, very fast. Other than that, the very other big grind would be the Essentia Nether grind. The Essentia is the materials you could pick up, and you can pick up 10 per Nether run, and you can deposit it at the Taken altar over here, and you'll get a bunch of rep, about 200 rep here and there, and then that's a good one as well. Also a reminder for rep as well, if you make it to 187, 157, 58, you'll get max rep bonus. So you get max rep at, it's 20% more rep. If you make it to here, 58, then you can get more rep for your grind, basically. And there's a lot of other ways to do it as well. I'm trying to remember what else. There's a lot of strats. I'll post the strats I have written down here and maybe more in the comments, so you can read that and maybe choose what you want to do. But I truly recommend, if you don't have much progress yet, just play the other triumphs, do the triumphs first, and then see where see what you're left off with for rep left and content. Next we have Willforge Power. You to go ahead and unlock permanent enhancements in episode Heresy activities. There's 50 in total, so you can skip 10, but you're gonna buy probably all of them most likely. So the basic one in the vendor rep here, or vendor, is going to be this one over here. So each time you buy one of these nether enhancements, you get +1. So there's 10 each here, or 10 on here's 20 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are increased and priced in sigil stones, and you can only hold 300 sigil stones, so it might be a little bit annoying to do over time or quickly, because you can't just farm quickly. But to get sigil stones, you have to use Path of Resolve and then take an orb and then pick them up. So it isn't that bad, but you gotta buy all this, 20 of these. This unlocks in Act 2, the bottom one here. And then the other permanent upgrades is these scrolls over here. And so you'll see them as blue. So it's basically +2 per upgrade here. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. And then also here 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. So there is going to be 30 here, right? So 20 in the first one, 30 over here, and you have 40 in total to get all that. To unlock this is that whenever you pick up a minor boon in the nether, the little black little orb, you have a chance where you get a scroll drop from it, basically. So let's say, for example, if you saw, okay, I saw classical recharge, and you picked it up, you have a small chance for the blue scroll to drop, right? Once you unlock the blue scroll, then you have another chance to get a purple scroll, which is this one we have right here. So there's two tiers of it, and you just have to, it's just pure RNG. So you get a bunch of these minor boons from like doing secrets, doing high value targets, doing the encounters, blah 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 blah. And people would have like cheese and stuff to make this faster. Trust me, just play the game for the other triumphs, and you'll be fine. Just you'll get this done automatically. You need to do everything else. It's not a big deal. Okay. So there is that. All right. And then we have Scroll of Blades. Scroll of Blades are the ones that are from Court of Blades. So Act 2, you unlock these. And in order to progress these, it'll be, I think, it'll tell you, but I think this is Path of Resolve, and this is Path of Ambition, okay? And so you can only progress these 3 on that path, and then other 3 on this path. And in order to get these scrolls, you have to play Court of Blades. And when you finish Court of Blades, when you get to the activity end screen, there will be a taken altar like this one over here at the end. And when you deposit 10 essentia, you have a chance to get a scroll from it. A good chance, I would say. If it's your first time of the day, it's only 5, and then it'll go to 10. But every daily reset is going to be 5 per. But you only farm essentia in the nether. So it's kind of a gameplay loop. You can only hold, I think it's 250 essentia in total in your inventory, or something like that. 150. I don't know. So it's something like that. 150 probably. Yeah, 150. So you have to just probably farm a lot of nether and then do Court of Blades after. But you don't need all of them, right? That's just it. You could probably best to just farm nether and get the other scrolls first, the ones at the top, and then these ones you could just slowly burn through them. Or you don't need all of them, just a good chunk of them, and then you're good to go. So once you get 40 of them in total, then you're done, basically, out of the 50. All right. So that's that triumph. What else is there? We got acquire permanent scriptures and receive rewards from them. So permanent scriptures, sounds pretty easy to do, but it's also worded weird because you don't know what the hell scripture is. So I haven't talked about it once, but Tome 1, you unlock it through the story of another story quest. And these are the scriptures, I'm pretty sure. There's nothing permanent about a purple one. It might be these ones here. I think actually these are permanent technically. These are the permanent ones. And this is just by playing the game, basically. If you open up chests, do some encounters, pick up the orbs off the floor from your path, you have a chance to get these blue ones here. You only need 2 of them. And then once you get them, you're gonna go ahead and use them. So you wanna go and like, okay, I wanna use wait, what is it? I wanna go ahead. What the hell? Am I scuffed here? Oh, I didn't know how to activate it. I'm dumb. Okay, so you pick one here, and then you pick nothing, and then you just activate it. And then whenever you play Nether or Quarter Blades, you'll get drops. And every time you get a drop, it'll progress that triumph there. So pretty simple stuff. All right. And then we have acquire any boon during the Nether runs. Major and corrupted boons grant additional progress. So this one, you're you're going to be playing on Nether, and as long as you're picking them up as you play, and you need to get them also for the scrolls for the forge powered triumph. 300 seems like a lot, but it's not. You're gonna probably get them done pretty easily. People have a cheese for this if you wanted. You don't have to do, like you're gonna get it done. You don't have to do this. But if you're late, if you just want to cheese it, then you equip this rune here, the beneficence rune. You spawn in, you pick it up, and then you just retransmit in. That's it. Nothing complicated, but I just recommend just playing the game. I got it done pretty early on by playing the game. Then we have complete Nether on Nether activity on expert. I've done it solo, but I don't recommend doing it solo. You just want to go LFG, so click on this expert private and just click find, and you'll find a good amount of people doing it. Just make sure you read what they want you to do. Some of the people like farm it. You don't want to farm it, right? You do it one time. Just make sure. I wouldn't say do this early. I would try to get the buffs. So having these scrolls here is very nice to have, and these scrolls as well, in order to make you stronger. And then having some runes as well. Like this is the healing rune is very, very good. Totally get this. Use this whenever you can. And the rest are okay. You know, like those are really, those help a lot. And then make sure you have champion mods to stun champions, and then you're good to go. It's very easy to do. Trust me. Nothing scary about expert at all. Don't worry about it. I've done it many times. Then we have complete encounters. An expert gives you additional progress. So I think it does give additional progress, expert, obviously, but I mainly did most of this in just normal. And when it says encounters, it doesn't mean boss. I think it just means... Actually, I don't know. I don't know the difference, to be honest with you. It might just mean bosses. It might just mean the little each step to get to a boss, the 3 encounters. But I would say this one, you'll play the game, you'll get it done eventually. Then we have spin runes and Court of Blades. Higher tier runes grant additional progress. So this one... this is Quarter Blades. The better you do per challenge, the more points and runes you get. There's 2 ways to make this easier for yourself. One is these runes over here. So you have let's see here. This one here, the remunerate rune. This one, your first purchase of a rune refunds what you spent. So usually what I do is that I save up for a tier 3 rune, then I buy that, and then I buy a tier 2 rune after, because the way buying runes work, it doesn't subtract what you buy. So for example, if you have a tier 2 saved up and you buy tier 1, it uses up all of it. So you want to use it on a tier 3, and then you want to use your tier 3 on like a tier 2 or something, and then you're going to progress, and then just keep buying buying stuff that you can't afford. And eventually you might run out, but there is one that you can buy that basically is like a weapon, and that's infinite. So you can keep buying. If you just don't have anything to buy, just buy that instead. Now, there's also this one accelerant rune, which allows you to spend sigil shards at to take an altar before you at the very in the middle of the area where you all stand to spawn in the portal. This allows you to, if you don't need sigil shards anymore, then you can just spend sigil shards to get more rune, and you could buy more per round, and that should help you make it go faster. Don't think it's much needed, but because the next one here is this one, defeat challengers and quarter blades. You can only defeat max 13 per quarter blades. A quarter blades by default is 10 minutes, but if you're fast enough, you can do it in like 7 minutes, and doing 13 in total. So do the math. So 10 is 130, and another 10 would be 260. So we got a minus 60 from that. So maybe roughly 15 runs. I don't know. I just did half of it. 15-ish runs to get this done. So by the time you finish this, you're probably gonna finish this roughly. Then we have defeat at least 5 challengers and quarter blades in a single run. So you're gonna queue it up. I would find a party, right? Expert, find a fire team. People are always doing it. And 5 challengers is not even half of a max one, and it's very easy to do. So as long as you're not doing Lucent Hive, which you can see it as it rotates weekly. So this one's Wrathborn, which is easy to do. But sometimes there's Lucent Hive. I know they nerfed it recently, but it's still pretty bad to do. On X, people avoid doing it, so you may get unlucky. You might get Lucent Hive, but it does rotate weekly on the set enemies. So take a look at that and decide. But it should be very easy to do. Just 5. It's baby food on 5 challengers. Okay. Then we have find secrets throughout. No, I lied. This one here. This one is collect any type of collectibles found episode Heresy activities. All right. So this one changed today, for the better, I would say. I won't have videos on me right now. I will link videos to where they are. You can get 44 from the exotic quests, or not exotic quests, from upgrading Barrow Dyad, which is 20, what's the math on this? It is 24 from intrinsic and 20 from worms. Okay. And intrinsic perks, you can get 18 in Act 2, and you can get 6 in Act 3 fragments in the Sullen Cell Strike, and then you can get all the worms from any act. And so how the worms work is that, like I've said earlier in the video, you have to be on the certain path. So if you're on the correct path of you can see certain worms in the Nether. So there is tithing, and then there is ravenous. So ravenous is resolve, and then tithing is ambition. I could link videos for these, but there is 2 in each area. So 2 in Mausoleum, 2 in Hall of Souls, 2 in Trenchway, 2 in the Fonts, and 2 in Hall Breach. Each area can be spawned into, so you can just keep re-queuing it up. And worms will have a waymarker on the radar. If you're near it, or below it, or above it, it will tell you where it is. But other than that, pretty simple stuff. And then today, they added this new little scavenger hunt. It is in the secrets area. We have the opening, and there are 60 chest pieces to find. Now, I don't think all 60 counts towards the 50 here, because almost half of it is not collectible, not actually picking it up. These are the collectibles here: the Nether quarter blades and the off pieces, which is 35 in total. So you can probably get 35 added to this with the barrel diet collectibles, unless I'm wrong. Prove me wrong, but I will tell you that most people were at 44 out of 50. You can pick up 6 chest pieces and then you're done this triumph. If not, you can do a mix of both barrel diet stuff and chest pieces. I will have a video showing locations for this, but this makes it a little bit easier. If you don't want to do the barrel diet stuff, you can just do the chest pieces to get that progressed as well. So it made it a little bit easier today in doing that. And then we have here, find secrets hidden throughout the Nether. So there isn't 50 different secrets in the Nether. It is just, you can do them multiple times and you can farm them. So the most generic one you can do is the Tolan orb. So whenever you spawn in, you might find a white orb floating around. You follow the orb around, open the chest, and that gives you a secret. There's also these blazers you can interact with and light them up. That doesn't give you anything. That doesn't actually progress this. It's not considered a secret, apparently. The only one that does do that is in Trenchway, and there's an ogre on the right side of the map that will give it to you, but it's random chance for it to be there. Any of the secrets, so there's the blight orbs in the mausoleum for shooting the cabal taken. There is the founts has a secret for the thrall coffins, shoot the correct symbols, or shoot the rune to open up the maze. There was those two there. Those are secrets. There is Trenchway. Not Trenchway. Oh, well. Yeah, Trenchway has the ogre, and it has the hidden platforms path that can work too. Also, Trenchway has the secret tithing, or the secret door with the hand on it. That also works too. And then same with Mausoleum. That works too. The hidden door. And then for Hollow Souls, there is the Ravenous Worm, the Ravenous Thrall. You lure it, get the secret for killing the knight at the end. And then the secret path, the secret or hidden path at the top in the middle of the arena. You can follow the path to the top and get the secret chest at the top. And then Hall Breach just has the secret area with the tithing worm, be worthy. And then there's also the spawn in the cabal and then get the code to open up the force field, and that should give you another secret. And then, but you could do that you could literally just farm one multiple times and it'll progress it and gives you the secret plus ones basically. Most of it was probably Tolan orb, but other than that, it's pretty simple stuff. Oh god. And then we have the last one here, gateways in the shadow. This one is a bit tricky to explain. I actually forgot it. I'm getting very tired right now. I'm gonna try my best to explain this, or just link a video or whatever at this point. So the way this works is that at a certain point in the story and doing certain things, there is these secret rooms. First one in the mausoleum, second one in Trenchway, and third one in Hall Breach. Okay, but you only need 2 of them out of the 3. And you can see the triumphs here. So you go to Heresy, you go to secrets. You can see enter the portal, mausoleum, Trenchway, and Hall Breach. And so basically, in order to unlock mausoleum, from my understanding, God, this one's a bit confusing. From my understanding, this one you have to get to at least Act 1, Part 2. Step 15, do the exotic quest, pick up the fragments, possibly. And then it might be open it. This one was always vague, I'll be honest with you. This one's always been vague, even though people have done it a lot. And in Trenchway, you have to get to Act 2. When was this? It had to be part 2 or part 1 it's when you got the side quests, and one of the side quests. No, I lied. That's not. That's for Act 3. Never mind. Oh, what was it? I don't remember when it was. Just do the story as whatever. But you had to do the 3 secrets though for entrench to unlock the door, which was the ogre, 3 blaziers. You spawn it in Trenchway, the ravenous thrall in Hall of Souls, and the 4 taken cabal in Mausoleum. You do all the 3 secrets, and those drop something, and then you become worthy. It might have been the final week of Act 2, but once you do everything, then you can open up the door, and that should open up Trenchway's door. So don't need those 2, and then for this one's that people have annoying for this. Been annoyed for this one because it's been scuffed, or I don't know, but I think I would say roughly you need to finish. This came on Act 3 Part 1, and you have to do the 3 different secrets. The one in the founts, which was shoot the rune, and opens up the maze, and you finish the maze. And then other one was in Hall Breach. There's the stolen orb at the Cabal banner. Kill the Cabal and then spawn, and you get the force field to be opened. And then the other one, what is that? And then you need to do the missions you get from Act 3, the side quests. It says I have it listed here. You do mission Dossier Blade Logic. I think I said that in Act 1, but weird. But anyways, so you literally just have to do that, and you get I'll just link the video at this point. But bro, it's such a mess. It's such a mess. I'll be honest with you. This title is like it's crazy. Okay. So, and that's everything I can really talk about. I don't really show anything, to be honest with you. Bro, I'm so tired. I am. It's been a long day. I could have done this another time, but there's just so much, and it's just like this is the best I could do at this point. So if it helped, cool. If it didn't, don't worry. You can yell at me in the comments. But you could just ask me a question, and I'll try to explain it as best as possible. Or maybe link something that might be useful. I don't know. Or actually find footage from my streams and I'll give it to you. But other than that, not that great. It's not my best video. I already know this already, but yeah. But I'll use it anyways.